Hi, it's Linda Fox. I'm senior reporter with PhocusWire, and I'm with Sachin Narode of Xeniapp. Welcome to the studio, Sachin.
Thank you, Linda.
So let's start with this. You describe Xeni as a B2B operating system. Just describe what that is for us in layman's terms.
So if you look at the travel industry, the way it was built in the early days, it was built as and when needed, piece by piece approach. And when I say B2B operating system for travel, that means we have built the entire system ground up. In today's world, supplier has their own technology, payments provider have their own technology, travel agents have their own set of needs, OTAs have their own set of needs. So they are all dispersed and they're talking to each other through a centralized system. So there is no unique operating system which is taking care of all the needs of the market, and it's not scalable. So what Xeni did is we identified the key players, key suppliers, inventory providers, and we understood this is how the buy and sell process should work in any given operating system. And let's democratize that by allowing people to launch their online travel agency within minutes. That's what we do.
Now, one of the challenges of travel industry has always been integration. Travel companies complain about not being able to integrate content. It takes months and months and months sometimes. So presumably you're only as good as, the partners that you're trying to get inventory from.
Yeah, so the way you solve the problem always in software is you build your house better, and then you go and chase that pipeline and ask them to build it the way you want it. You can't fix all of the problem at the same time. Integrations are major pain points. Now imagine if lindatravel.com and Linda wants to integrate all this inventory. It's a huge challenge. And then huge challenge on the partners because they have to serve you. What Xeni did is we have already integrated all of those partners in a unique way so that Linda just has to click on Xeni and lindatravel.com would be live with the inventory you need. Hotel, flights, car rentals, private jets, yachts, villa, cruise. So yes, it's a challenge, but the way we build the system is very scalable and efficient.
Okay, now what is now the best time to launch Xeni?
Never waste a crisis. 2020 was really brutal for pretty much all the startup industry, travel industry, and people thought it's an end. It's not going to come back again the way it was before. I took the reverse train. I went and talked to every single constituent of travel industry, and I looked at it. They're like, there's so many pain points, and nobody is paying attention to. If they are resolved, we could serve more efficiently. I see the industry is going to have the best 3 to 5 years in entire century. Travel will come back with vengeance, and we are already seeing the signs of it. I think we are perfectly ripe. Our product is ready. We could capture a lot of market. Also, we could solve a lot of pain points for the industry players, and at multiple levels.
Now, there are people in travel who would say that, the travel agency market is diminishing. So, is that?
Yeah, it's actually not true. It's increasing, or either they're getting consolidated under the consortia. There is a huge demand. If you look at the net promoter score of largest OTA, they're not serving their customers. Mm-hmm. Airlines are not serving their customers either. So the major challenge for travel agents to be able to integrate those sellable inventory and sell it to their customer better. These tools are not there. And I think the moment you will see what Xeni has built, they will be able to come back. They'll be able to sell better. They'll be able to scale their business. It's no more a side gig. It will become the main business where they can serve their customers better. Okay. The tools required to serve your customer is our CRM. That's what we built.
So, as you've said, the pandemic's been brutal for the travel industry and startups particularly. How do you, what is your strategy for growth?
So, thank God, touch wood, we have a huge demand of customers who has seen our product, but we are taking a very strategic approach. We will be launching our in phases, and we're onboarding constituents from different parts. We'll have travel agencies, some corporate clients, some major university clients where we could launch this booking engine for them exclusively. We are battle testing it, making sure millions of users could log on and the system has all the strength and soups it has to run on smoothly. We were taking the market as any cautious entrepreneur would take it. We don't want to open the floodgates and then same mess. Majority of promises been broken by the tech innovation in last 5 years.
And the rest.
Yes, and the rest, yes.
Now, if you and I were to sit down in a year, where do you think that Xeni is going to be?
As I said before, we would love to be a main sponsor of Phocuswright. Xeni will be the name in every travel agency. Either they have heard of it or a customer who have used it and they got the best experience out of it. Xeni will start ringing its name everywhere.
And why do you think something like this hasn't been done before?
Nobody has bought buyers, sellers, and the major pain points of industry in single umbrella of operating system. Everybody took the piecemeal approach. So payments guys would go and solve the pain points in payments and travel. You would say, oh, hospitality, suppliers and travel. So everyone built this centralized approach, centralized system, and those solutions are talking to each other now, but it's a web and chaos. They're not efficiently talking to each other. And blockchain is a big driver who could create a single source of truth for every transaction happens online. So we basically took the Web 3.0 strategy, built the economy, built this entire product grounds up, making sure that we cover all the scalable approach and allow all the players to manage, sell, and promote their products.
Okay. Now, just to finish up here, is there anything that you would take from your previous professional life that you would apply to travel?
Three major things. When you're looking at market, you want to, or I would say pain points of the market. If you're solving a challenge, you try to see where that challenge is originated from. So I always go back to the history, and in medical profession, the patient history is a very critical window to the problems you currently have. Sure. If you look at travel from 1950s, I mean, I'm not going far back to Thomas Cook, but if you look at it, the way it was built was for a completely different audience. The reasons, rationales were very different. And if you're trying to get a very small niche piece of action, that's what I call it, piece of action innovation. That's what I say in travel. Okay. Those piece of action could become, cannot solve the problem in a holistic approach. That's what I would say. Look at the history, solve the problem in the ecosystem. Don't take a piece of problem and just make money off of it. I would say serve the customers.
Okay. Thank you, Sachin. Thanks for joining us in the studio.
Thank you, Linda.